What up? It's Chris from LaserLemming.com, and I am here. It is E3 week. Boom! It's exciting. It's exciting stuff. And I've been a busy bee. I've been working 40 hours a week, but boom, I've been watching some E3 press conferences, keeping up with it, just so I can get you on the same track as me. At least I want to have you understanding where I'm coming from when it comes to Sony, Microsoft, Ubisoft, EA, Square Enix, whoever the hell. I want you to be on the same page as me. I want you to understand where I'm coming from. So, let's get it started. The main topic of this video is going to be pretty much Sony versus Microsoft, but there's going to be a little bit of Ubisoft, a little bit of EA sprinkled in this thing. So, let's get started. Okay, I wrote this down. I'm going to be looking to my left periodically just to get back to the topics that I thought was noteworthy. Fake applause. Number one, fake applause. Oh my god. Every fucking place, every press conference that I've mentioned so far, completely guilty of it. Completely guilty of it. Fake applause. That is when a company has a press conference and they have employees or paid people to clap and woo at every goddamn moment. Every moment. Microsoft has been guilty of this for years. Years. Sony is now very much guilty of this as well. And then you have Ubisoft and EA. EA was guilty of this. Their press conference was full of plants. Plants are people that are just throughout the audience that are supposed to be there to clap and woo and get that excitement, try to generate hype between people, real journalists that are there for work. Ubisoft was egregious with it this year. When you watch the Ubisoft press conference, and I recommend that you do because there are some gems in there, some actual good things in there, you will notice that the front majority of the Ubisoft press conference is just so hyped and excited for every little moment. That is not an accident. That is because Ubisoft planned it that way. I guarantee you a great majority of those people are employees or they were paid to be there and clap and cheer, etc. Hell, Aisha Tyler, she's the host 3 years running now for the Ubisoft press conference. She interviews a cosplayer for Assassin's Creed, whatever the fuck. I don't even know what it's called, but Assassin's Creed Britain, let's call it that. And he even says, you know, Ubisoft asked me to be here because of yada yada yada. So, no, don't look at the Ubisoft press conference as an objective piece. It's not. It's not. It's PR fluff, and that's very clear, especially when you look at the Just Dance segments. When you think about the kind of people that attend E3 and write and are just religious about that shit, they don't get excited about games like Just Dance and Madden, FIFA, and etc. Those kind of more casual leaning games. They don't get excited about it, and that's not to say that necessarily these are bad games, but that's not what they're interested in. So when you hear super hyped, excited applauses and yada yada yada, it's not coming from real journalists. It's coming from employees or plants or PR people or paid actors. It's not the real deal. And this is a huge problem in the gaming industry. I can digress. This is only my first bullet point. I'm going way too long already. This whole video is probably going to be at 480p max just because I got to get this shit done. Next point, Xbox One, backwards compatibility. Boom! Microsoft did it. They announced Xbox One's going to be backwards compatible. Who gives a fuck? Microsoft did this before. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you were old enough yet. I don't know if you were even alive. But when the Xbox 360 was first announced, Microsoft was feeling the pressure to make the Xbox 360 backwards compatible with the first Xbox. You might know it as the Xbox One. They did. They did. For about a year, year and a half or so. They had some shitty emulated backwards compatibility with the first Xbox, and they stopped. They gave up. They quit because the bullet point no longer really mattered. The Xbox 360 was ahead, and nobody gave a shit anymore. Xbox One, not so much. They came with that about a year, 2 years later almost. About 2 years later, because I think this launches officially in the fall. So, about 2 years later from the Xbox One launch, they're going to have backwards compatibility with the Xbox 360. And, you know, who knows? I think from the sound of it, it sounds better than their last attempt at shitty backwards compatibility, but there is a little bit of a precedent here. They did do a bad job with it last time, and as soon as they do well, as soon as they pick up speed, they have little reason to continue with it. I think technologically they're at a better standpoint and they don't have a huge need to fight it, but it's not as big of a deal as I think it should be, and I don't think it happened as soon as it should have. What I do like about this announcement is that it is a direct slap in the face of PlayStation Now, which is essentially Sony saying, hey, you want backwards compatibility? You gotta pay us again for it. You gotta pay us for the games you already bought and enjoyed years ago. Don't like that. Next point. Xbox One Elite Controller. Woo! This is something. This is something. You got the whole pro gamer, hardcore gamer movement going on. And with that comes with specialized controllers. And Microsoft has been paying attention to the whole Twitch community and that sort of thing, and they have this Xbox One Elite controller. It's got customizable parts. You can remove the D-pad for the special little plate that has like fucking 20 different directions you can go in, and you can switch that out with the D-pad. You can make the thumbsticks more like a PlayStation controller, and you can add triggers to the bottom of the controller, much like the Steam controller. The thing costs $150. $150. It's weird. It's weird. I think Microsoft is introducing a paid advantage to people that own an Xbox One or Windows 10 and a computer, and they want to, you know, give themselves an advantage gameplay-wise, but you're paying $150 for it. Shit. I'd rather pay $50 for a Steam controller and get the touchpads myself, but it doesn't give that good D-pad. So, you know, you're trading off advantages there. $150 is a hefty price to pay for a controller that probably does not even cost $50 to manufacture. Straight up, I'm being honest. I don't know how much it costs to manufacture, but when you look at the parts, it probably doesn't cost even $50 to make. So they're making a huge profit off of you assholes. Next point, Fallout 4 has mods on the Xbox One. This I didn't see coming. PC games, Fallout included, Skyrim, Counter-Strike, etc., have been full of mods for years. I didn't think I'd see the day when Microsoft allowed mods on the Xbox One. Fallout 4 will have mods on the Xbox One, followed by the PlayStation 4 version. And we'll get to that a little bit later. But that's unexpected. I'd like to know your thoughts. What do you think about Fallout 4 or console games in general having mods? Do you think that's a good thing, a bad thing? Let me know. Next, HoloLens versus Morpheus. Microsoft debuted a HoloLens exclusive version of Minecraft. Had a dude on the thing wearing the HoloLens. He was pulling it up. He was playing with Minecraft through augmented reality, and we actually got to see a good little version of what Microsoft is envisioning. Sony showed off some games for their Project Morpheus VR. Didn't look like really hardcore games. It looked more like tech demos. And that shit's supposed to be launching early next year. Honestly, from what Sony showed, I wouldn't be excited about Project Morpheus at this point. They have maybe a show or two more to try to get you excited about it. But honestly, it looks like the PC versions of VR are better bets at this point. HoloLens. Microsoft did a better point of focusing on one game and showing the benefits of the HoloLens. However, I don't think that justifies the decision to buy a HoloLens at this point. and I don't think you're really getting a fully accurate picture of what the technology is. I think it does look better and more promising than what they originally showed, but you're still not getting the full picture, and I think you should wait. Next point, Assassin's Creed has a female character. Oh my god. This video is delivering. I'm 10 and a half minutes in, and almost all of these points could be their own videos, honestly. But Assassin's Creed Britain version, I don't remember what the fuck it's called, has a female character. It's the main character's sister. And, you know, she looks like a badass, whatever, she looks cool. But I think, honestly, this is Ubisoft bowing down to the pressure and the shit they received last year during the announcement of Assassin's Creed Unity, when there was 4 playable characters, none of which were female. So you have a very playable female character for Assassin's Creed Britain. And I'm all for diversity, but not when it was done solely because of political correctness and pressure. And I feel like this is what that was. Not to say that it looks bad, not to say that this character looks bad, I just don't feel like it was done naturally. I don't feel like it was done because Ubisoft really wanted to. I feel like it was done because Ubisoft felt like they had to in order to avoid some shitstorm this year. Next point. The Last Guardian. Sony. Oh my god, they opened up with The Last Guardian. And that really fucks up my yearly Game of the Year articles I write, because The Last Guardian was a staple there. As, you know, like a no-show. And Sony officially re-showed this game. Honestly, it looked a lot like the PS3 version that I remember Sony showing once upon a time in 2009. And it was a very long intro to their show. That is a Sony problem with E3 in general. They go too goddamn long. This one was almost 2 hours long, and that's short for Sony at E3. Keep in mind, that's short. Anyway, they showed it off. They said, hey, this game still exists, coming 2016. Wink! Meaning maybe it'll come 2018, 2019 to PlayStation 5. Who knows? You know, it looked fine. It looked fine. But it was kind of a slow start to a main console maker's E3 show. And I think that's just because, you know, there's so much talk behind this game between the people that are so passionate about it. But I honestly think a lot of people who watched the show didn't even really know what The Last Guardian was. I mean, come on, the first time it was revealed was E3 2009, and I believe that was it. They haven't really shown it since then. And, you know, they came out with the PS4 version and whatever. So hopefully people are excited. Hopefully people are like, wow, that's a new kind of game I haven't really seen before. No guns, whatever. It's a big bird, dog-like, cat-like animal and a boy. Might be cool. So who knows? Maybe it was a good decision. Maybe it was a good decision. But it did have a stark contrast compared to Microsoft and Ubisoft and EA, who all started off with a literal bang, pretty much. Very action-oriented games. But it's from the same people that developed the giant game and the little boy and girl game. Fuck, I can't remember. It's too late. Tired. 5 hours of sleep. What's next? Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII. You motherfuckers wanted it. You motherfuckers got it. Finally, Square is like, okay, you get your Final Fantasy VII remake. You guys have wanted that shit for so goddamn long. You want to shut your goddamn mouths about it. And now you got a Final Fantasy VII remake coming to the PlayStation 4 and the PC. The PlayStation 4 PC and the Xbox One. Square officially says, you know, it's coming to the PS4 first. It's a timed exclusive. They're not saying how long it's an exclusive for, but you know, Final Fantasy VII came to the PS1 originally first, and later to the PC, and probably mobile. Anyway, it's finally happening. I don't know if you remember, but there was a teased Final Fantasy VII remake for the PS3. It looked kind of similar to what they showed. That was years ago, but it was really officially a tech demo, and that's what it all really turned out to be. But Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming to the PS4, probably the Xbox One and PC as well. Who the hell knows when? Final Fantasy 15 is the priority. Make no mistake. I honestly thought it was kind of ballsy that Square would even bother to show something when they're trying to sell the new iteration first. But shit, that's their bread and butter. Final Fantasy 7, that's where the fan bases really started with these 3D consoles. You know, Final Fantasy 6 is considered the pinnacle for a lot of people, but Final Fantasy 7 really started a movement. So there's that. I'm really going. 15 and a half minutes. Next point. I only got 2 here. Shenmue 3. Shenmue 3. Speaking of games that a lot of you youngsters have no the fuck idea what I'm talking about. Shenmue 1 and 2. Dreamcast games. I believe they were both for Dreamcast. Eventually both re-released on the original Xbox. You might know it as the Xbox One. I might even have made that joke earlier in this video. It's coming out. It's coming out. There was a Kickstarter, which is also an unprecedented move, was shown off and announced at the Sony press conference. God damn. A Kickstarter fan-funded project was announced at the Sony press conference with, you know, probably $0 involved at that point. And their goal is $2 million. By the time you see this video, it's going to be well past $2 million. It got to 500,000 really quickly. And I remember it being 1.2 hours and hours before filming this video. So it's going to be probably over 3 million by the time you see this video, at least. This is a game I've been hearing people clamoring for years. I have not played the first 2 Shenmue games. And this is straight up a sequel. This was what the creator said. This is a sequel to Shenmue 3. This is not a reboot. This is not a spin-off. This is the game that fans have been clamoring for. And it's so weird because as of right now, you don't really have a modern, quick way of downloading and playing the old Shenmue games. I don't think they're on Steam. I think you have to really get an Xbox or a Dreamcast to play them. And I think they'll find a way to put those games out. But right now, it's like, this is a game for the fans. And since I haven't played these games, I honestly don't know the appeal. But obviously, there are a lot of people that are excited about that shit. What can I say? Congrats. Coming to the PS4 and the PC. Sorry, everybody else. Sorry. Even though, you know, it hadn't came to any of those systems before. I don't think it ever came to the PC. Who knows? Lastly, Call of Duty PS4. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. You know, it's not because I hate Call of Duty. Honestly, I'm kind of at a love-hate, mostly tepidly okay / hate relationship. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. It was revealed and shown off, and some PlayStation jerk-off came onto the stage and said, Call of Duty is the new home, or PlayStation is the new home of Call of Duty. You can get map packs first on PlayStation. Rewind about 5-6 years ago, some Xbox asshole was saying the same goddamn thing. People and first-party companies, console makers, are just fucking trading fucking hands to jerk off Activision, it looks like. Because this is the same fucking thing. Are you going to get excited that some other company has paid off some other company to get first access to some maps that you have to pay for yourself? Are you? Because if you are, then congrats. You're an asshole. I'm opinionated on this shit, clearly. But, I mean, shit. If you were a hardcore PlayStation fan that was talking shit about Microsoft in the days when Microsoft was saying the same thing, then you're a hypocrite. Likewise, if you are an Xbox owner that was really excited about Call of Duty being first, having first access to maps that you could pay extra for on the Xbox, yet you're talking shit about the PlayStation doing the same thing, then you're a hypocrite. You're an asshole. So no, I'm not excited about that. What I will say is, in a positive manner, is that, well, this part isn't going to be positive, but the campaign shit that they showed looked terrible to me. It looked boring as fuck. But the multiplayer that they revealed actually looked okay to me. It looked decent. It looked like a decent Titanfall ripoff. So, I will say that. Looks like a good Titanfall ripoff. Looks pretty fun. But outside of that, no, I can't get excited about it. Can't get excited about it. Can't get excited about Call of Duty. Can't get excited about Assassin's Creed. I mean, for fuck's sake, you release the games every fucking year. Every year. And you expect people to get excited about it. That's why you have to hire people to clap at your shit. Because the people that are actually paying attention every year know your fucking deal. They know that you're going to be putting out a new game. They know it. And it doesn't matter that these games, these teams have been working for 2-3 years at a time, working hard. They've been forced to put on a grind and create the same fucking series every fucking time. They have to create the same series. They don't get to do anything creative anymore. And that's why I understand why so many of these companies have to go indie. Just to fucking release their mind. Free themselves. But I digress. I've talked a lot recently. I think this is going to go from 480 to 360p right now because I have to get this shit out. I have to get this done. I got Nintendo coming up next with their digital, man. We'll see what they do. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on both Sony, Microsoft, Ubisoft, and EA. I really didn't even touch on those companies too much, but I could probably make another video about them. We'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. Comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.